This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Eala's title bid put on hold. Thunderstorms suspend the Mubadala D.C. Open final, with Eala fighting back against top seed Jessica Pegula. When play resumes, can the Filipina complete her historic charge for a first WTA title? A hard foul or a troubling pattern? Fans are questioning Meralco's claim that Cliff Hodges' hit on Adrian Nocom was incidental, as past incidents involving the veteran forward flood social media. Is this just one play or something more? A spot reserved, but the clock is ticking. Bennie Boatwright has been included in the Philippines' Asian Games player pool as the SBP races against time to complete his naturalization before the tournament begins. Champion's heart, but an uncertain health status. Obiena overcame visible discomfort to claim his 6th gold medal of the year as questions swirl over his fitness with major competitions fast approaching. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 3rd of August. Now, here's our roundup brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission, the Philippine Olympic Committee, and the NSTIAC. The Mubadala D.C. Open final between Eala and top-seeded Jessica Pegula has been suspended after Thunderstorms forced play to stop in Washington. Pegula took the opening set 6-4, but Eala had seized the early momentum in the second, leading 2-1 with the American set to serve when rain brought the match to a halt. More than 5 hours after the initial delay, tournament officials ruled conditions unplayable and moved the resumption of the final to Tuesday morning. The match is scheduled to resume at 12 midnight Manila time. Eala appeared to be in control of the opening set after breaking Pegula for a 4-3 lead. But the top-seeded American responded under pressure, saving 2 breakpoints before holding serve to level the set. Pegula then broke Eala in the next game and closed out the opener with a love hold to take the early advantage. The players traded holds to start the second set before the weather interrupted play. The 21-year-old Filipina is chasing the biggest title of her career after eliminating defending champion Leylah Fernandez, world number 10 Elina Svitolina, and former world number 1 Naomi Osaka during her remarkable run to the final. Pegula, who defeated Eala in the Miami Open semifinals last year, described the Filipina as the future of the tour before their championship match. When play resumes, Eala will look to force a deciding third set in her bid for a first WTA Tour title, while a victory could also lift the Filipina to another career-high world ranking. Eala has yet to hit a ball at the National Bank Open in Toronto, but the Filipina star has already made tournament history. The 21-year-old's opening Wednesday night match has officially sold out, making her just the 2nd player ever to draw a full house for an opening night session at the Canadian Open. The only other active player to achieve the feat, was 23-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams. According to Tennis Connected, not even Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, or Novak Djokovic managed to sell out an opening Wednesday night session during their appearances at the tournament. The latest milestone further highlights Eala's rapidly growing global appeal, with the Filipina continuing to attract large crowds wherever she competes. The same trend was on full display in Washington, where Filipino fans turned out in force as Eala made her way to just the 2nd WTA Tour-level final of her career. The National Bank Open main draw action gets underway this week in Toronto, with Eala scheduled to open her campaign during the sold-out Wednesday night session as she begins her next stop on the North American hardcourt swing. Meralco's explanation that the collision between Cliff Hodge and Adrian Nocum was incidental has failed to convince many basketball fans. The incident has sparked a wave of reactions online, with netizens reviving several of Hodge's previous on-court collisions, while Rain or Shine head coach Yeng Yao is now urging the PBA to take a closer look. Here's our sports correspondent Zeus Valdez with the details.
Social media was flooded with reactions after Meralco described the collision between Cliff Hodge and Rain or Shine's Adrian Nocum as an incidental play. Instead of accepting that explanation, many netizens resurfaced videos of Hodge's previous physical encounters with former and current PBA players, including Alex Cabagnot, PJ Simon, Mark Barroca, Xavier Lucero, and Kit Jimenez. For many fans, the latest incident has raised questions about whether it was an isolated play or part of a pattern that has followed the Meralco forward throughout his PBA career. Those discussions gained even more attention after Rain or Shine head coach Yeng Yao delivered a strong post-game criticism of Hodge.
Medyo kinabahan kami kung sa nangyari kay Adrian. Again, it's Cliff Hodge. Dami ng ganong insidente ni Cliff Hodge. He's the dirtiest player in the league, I think. And dapat siguro tingnan ng league. He's a danger to the other players in the game. So his record speaks for itself.
Yao's remark came after Nocum appeared to suffer an injury following the late game collision during Rain or Shine's 85-83 win over Meralco. While the Bulls maintained that the play was incidental, the incident has renewed debate over player safety, with many fans now calling for PBA to review the sequence. As of now, the PBA has yet to issue any statement regarding the incident, while the discussion continues to gain traction across social media. Reporting for the Scorecard, Zeus Valdez, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
As the investigation continues, there are still no final findings on whether game manipulation occurred or who, if anyone, should be held accountable. But for the first time since the controversy erupted, former MPBL players who have since reached the PBA are sharing their experiences. Rain or Shine guard Adrian Nocum revealed that during his time with the San Juan Knights, their coach once warned the team about a particular opponent. Nocum did not identify the team involved or accuse any player of game manipulation. Instead, he said he hopes the controversy comes to an end to protect the sport that opened the door to his professional career.
Nung nandun ako, may nakalaban kami. Sinasabi ni boss namin na ganun yung kalaban namin. Na syempre kami, alam din naman namin yun. Yun lang, di naman natin may iwasan yun, yung ganun padagat. So sana mawala na yung ganun.
Meanwhile, teammate Jonard Clarito said the controversy should serve as a lesson to every player chasing a professional career. Clarito also shared that during his stint with the San Juan Knights, players were consistently reminded that any involvement in game manipulation could immediately end their basketball careers.
Huwag naman nila sirain yung basketball, and then yung basketball career nila, huwag nila sirain. Kasi in the future, di natin alam, baka isa sa kanila nandito sa PBA. Saan sila magpunta?
The controversy has intensified further following allegations of a 16 million peso betting payout and claims that some players had gone months without receiving their salaries. Those allegations were disclosed by Abante Bilyonaryo group columnist Homer Saison, who said the information came from an unnamed source. The Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas has included Bennie Boatwright in its Asian Games player pool despite his naturalization still awaiting the final signature from Malacanang. SBP Executive Director Erica D. confirmed that Boatwright was named in the initial 30-man list submitted to the Asian Games Organizing Committee. keeping him eligible for the final 12-man roster if his papers are completed in time. The move comes after Gilas was forced to alter its roster during the 2023 Asian Games when several players were declared ineligible after they were left off the original submitted list. Boatwright's naturalization has already cleared the legislative process, with only the final steps remaining before he can secure his Philippine passport. If completed before the men's basketball competition opens on September 10, Boatwright could join fellow naturalized player Justin Brownlee on the Gilas Filipinas roster for the Aichi Nagoya Asian Games. EJ Obiena overcame visible discomfort to capture another gold medal, raising questions about his fitness as he continues his European campaign. The Filipino pole vault star cleared 5.76 meters to win the Halberstadter Hoffenflug meet in Germany, but was seen limping during parts of the competition. Despite the apparent injury, Obiena held off Qatar's Saifeldin Abdel-Salam and American Cole Walsh to claim his 6th gold medal of the 2026 season. His camp has yet to disclose the nature or severity of the issue, leaving his condition unclear as he continues a busy competition schedule. Obiena is coming off a season-best 5.85-meter silver in Madrid and remains one of the Philippines' top medal hopes in major international competitions, making his health a key story to watch in the weeks ahead leading up to the Japan Asian Games. Islay Erica Bomogao punched her ticket to one championship after scoring a stunning knockout victory over Thailand's Klinpaka Por Thai Song at One Friday Fights 164 in Bangkok. The 25-year-old Filipina went toe-to-toe with her Thai opponent before unloading a crushing right hook in the third round that ended the fight with 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining. The victory improved Bomogao's professional record to a perfect 5-0, with 3 of those wins coming by knockout, while also handing Tai Song her first career defeat. The impressive performance earned the Baguio City native a one championship contract worth $100,000 or about 6.1 million pesos, along with a performance bonus of 350,000 Thai baht. Bomogao, a Southeast Asian Games Muay Thai champion, said patience was the key to setting up the decisive right hand that completed her biggest career victory to date. The long-awaited blockbuster between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is now expected to take place in New York, moving the all-British heavyweight showdown away from the United Kingdom. Multiple reports say plans to stage the fight at Wembley Stadium have faded after promoters and broadcast partners pushed for a start time better suited to a global audience. The highly anticipated bout gained momentum after both former world champions returned to action last month, with Joshua stopping Christian Prenga and Fury defeating Marius Wach. The two have been on a collision course for years, but previous plans fell apart due to title obligations and contractual issues. The fight is now targeted for November, with official details on the venue and date expected to be announced in the coming weeks. Ormoc City Sports Program received a major boost after the government sports body formally turned over a brand new boxing gym to the local government. The donation has also strengthened the city's bid to become the regional boxing training center for Eastern Visayas. Association of Boxing Alliances in the Philippines President Marcos Manalo said Ormoc already has the necessary facilities, community support, and local government commitment to serve as the region's training base.
Gawing regional training center ng boxing ang Ormoc City. Hopefully, you have the facilities ready. So hindi na tayo magtatayo ng mga facilities pa from the ground. Yung sporting community very active, very strong support from the local government unit. Yan.
Manalo said ABAP plans to begin coaches and technical officials education programs in September, with foreign coaches also expected to conduct development clinics in Ormoc. Mayor Lucy Torres Gomez, meanwhile, thanked the Philippine Sports Commission for its continued support, saying the city's investment in sports is meant to create opportunities for young athletes to succeed.
With this playground, we have built this playground at totoo talaga yung in the field of dreams na if we build it, you will come. I know that your eyes have been open to the dreams that you should be dreaming. As Chairman Pato said, all the opportunities available.
The turnover of the new boxing gym also comes ahead of the Sports and Youth Summit, as Ormoc continues to position itself as one of the country's emerging centers for grassroots sports development. Up next, Converge has gone from one of the hottest teams in the Governor's Cup to a team searching for answers after 3 straight losses. Is this just a temporary slump, or are the Fiber Xers' defensive issues a sign of bigger problems ahead? We'll get the insight of basketball analyst Jay Mercado when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. Converge opened the Governor's Cup as one of the league's hottest teams, winning its first 3 games. But the Fiber Xers have since dropped 3 straight, raising questions about whether their defensive issues are beginning to catch up with them. Joining us tonight to break down what has gone wrong, what Converge must fix, and whether the Fiber Xers can still emerge as a legitimate title contender is basketball analyst Jay Mercado. Jay, thank you so much for the time and welcome back to The Scorecard.
Anton, good evening.
Jay, as I have mentioned, Converge has gone from a 3-0 start to losing 3 straight games. In your view, what has been the biggest reason behind this sudden turnaround?
Well, let's go for the obvious ones. So the first 3 games that they played were against lightweights, the lighter teams in their bracket. They defeated like Titan Ultra by 31 points. They won by a squeaker against Terra Firma by 2. And then they defeated Macau Black Pandas by 25. The problems began when they started facing the heavyweights. They lost to Talk and Text, they lost to San Miguel, and then just the other day they lost to NLEX. So that's the obvious one. But you can't just say that Converge has done its job by beating the teams they were supposed to stop while trying to be competitive against the other teams. I think more and more as the conference pushed on, we saw certain cracks in the Converge system, and obviously if they go up against teams with a battery of offensive players and with a good offensive system, they crumble because their defensive pressure isn't sufficient enough to be able to stop these offensive teams.
Ayun na nga, Jay, Coach Delta Pineda has repeatedly pointed to defense as the team's biggest problem. So, after 3 consecutive losses, is it possible that the issues go even beyond the defense, or yun talaga yung problema?
No, there's more to it than that. Obviously, defense is the one. It's their primary problem, but it's more than just the defense. So I think it's from both ends of the court. They have 7 of the best local talents that they can find. You have Abueva, Policarpio, Baltasar, Arana, probably the best frontline in the PBA today, and a splendid backcourt of Alex Stockton, Juan Gomez Tiliano, and Mikey Williams. That's 7 players aside from their import who they can interchange and play at any given time and still dominate. I think the problem though is that there's only 1 ball. So pagdating sa mahirap kasi I don't even think that import is the first option as far as offense is concerned. So that's a sign that the onus obviously will fall on the coach and the coaching staff. How they will be able to come up with a better system from both ends of the court to remain competitive. They just can't afford to beat the bottom 3 teams. Sure, they can make it to the to the quarterfinals in the next round because 3 teams will be eliminated from their bracket. But who will they face in the over bracket? No, if they end up at fourth place, will it be Phoenix? Will it be Rain or Shine? Maybe Ginebra? That will be difficult for them.
And that leads me to the next question. Jay, how important is this upcoming stretch for Converge? Because is this a rough patch, or could this three-game losing skid have a lasting effect on the team's confidence or momentum?
Their next three games will be against San Miguel,
Oh, no.
and NLEX and Terra Firma. Okay, so those that will be challenging. As far as keeping the confidence high, whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, there will be a break on August 14. So that will be a 2-month break. So if I were Coach Delta Pineda, I'd probably be hoping that we win 2 games out of the remaining 3. So that means if they can beat Terra Firma, which they won by a squeaker only in the first round, then they just have to find a way to beat either San Miguel or NLEX, 2 teams that they lost in the first round. So that's one. So in other words, if they go to the break with a 5-4 record, they'll feel good about themselves because somehow they'll be able to somehow find themselves either in third or fourth place within their bracket.
All right. Jay, if you were Coach Delta, what would be your top priority to get that 2-1 record in the next 3 games? Would it be changing the defensive scheme, maybe tightening the rotation, or asking the players to play with greater urgency?
I'm not sure about the urgency part, Anton, to be honest. I'd like to think that the players are pretty much into the groove as far as playing is concerned. Mukhang handa naman sila, willing naman, no? Ang problema lang siguro, walang chemistry talaga para makikita mo from the defensive end, lalo na. These players are actually very adequate defensively. Justin Arana, Justin Baltasar, Alex Stockton, these are very good individual defenders. Problema, team defense. No? So pag nangyari, kapag halimbawa naiwan na konti yung depensa because of a screen or a pick, no? Wala nang mahabol para kunin yung player na nakawala from the other team. So that's a problem because now they're hoping that they can use the next 2 months or so of rest to be able to make some tweaks as far as the defensive system is concerned. Second one, offensively, on the other hand, they probably would want to find better ways to make the team more cohesive. They like to run and they score a lot. They're second in the league offensively, but they're 11th in the league defensively, as far as scoring and giving up points are concerned. But the thing is, since they like to run, ang mangyayari is that that's the only way for them to be able to actually pull off wins. Pag medyo dumikit na at bagay defensive game na, nahihirapan na sila.
Last question, Jay. Let's put the spotlight on the import, Jalen Hudson. He's put up solid offensive numbers, but has his overall impact matched the expectations of a Governor's Cup import, especially on the defensive end and in closing out games?
No, absolutely not. That's the problem, though. But it's hard to blame Jalen Hudson because, as I said earlier, I don't even think he's the top priority as far as offense is concerned. No, defensively, I think the problem is not individual defense, but it's really team defense. So I think that's something that they have to look at. Is Hudson the kind of offensive threat that they can allow? They put the ball and pass the ball to rather, no, when the chips are down. Those are things that they have to find out because more often than not, it's the ball dominant players. Yes, si Juan Gomez, si Mikey Williams, even Justin Arana, because he plays in the post. These are very ball-dominant players, and Alex Stockton as well. So, ang tanong lang dyan, mahahawakan ba niya yung bola? At kung mahahawakan ba niya, can he actually score? So that's the question there. From the defensive end, I think it's not a matter of him defending alone, but I think it's really the team that has to play collective defense.
All right, Jay, I guess we'll have to wait and see if things will continue to get better para dito sa Converge after this 3-game losing skid. We'll find out in the next coming weeks. Jay, thank you so much again for joining us here on the Scorecard.
Always a pleasure, Anton. Thank you.
All right, it's time to keep your eyes on the prize. A legend returns, but this time he's standing on the opposite sideline. The Mighty Mouse takes on the franchise where he built his legacy as his unbeaten NLEX Road Warriors face the defending Governor's Cup champion TNT Tropang 5G. It's a matchup filled with history, emotion, and early playoff level implications. Now, one of the biggest storylines this Tuesday night isn't just about the standings. It's about Jimmy Alapag, the man, the legend, facing the franchise where he won 6 PBA championships and established himself as one of the greatest point guards in league history. For the first time as a PBA head coach, Alapag will coach against TNT, and he's arriving with momentum. NLEX enters the matchup with a perfect 5-0 record, leading Group A after a strong fourth quarter finish against Converge. Import Daquan Jones continues to lead the way, while Shawnee Winston has emerged as a reliable scoring threat. But now comes the biggest test of Alapag's young coaching career. Can he keep his perfect start alive against the team that made him a champion? While NLEX comes in at full speed, TNT continues to battle injuries. The Tropang 5G are still without 4 of their biggest names: Jason Castro, R.R. Pugoy, Calvin Oftana, and Kelly Williams. Yet, somehow, they keep finding ways to win. TNT is coming off an impressive overtime victory over defending All-Filipino champion San Miguel, thanks to another all-around performance from Ralier Hollis Jefferson and a breakout 22-point effort from Kim Aurin. For Coach Chot Reyes, the difference hasn't been star power. It's been discipline, defense, and a mindset that every player has to step up. Now for NLEX, the key is to keep playing fast, push the pace, move the ball, and let Daquan Jones and Shawnee Winston attack before TNT's defense can get set. Now, if the Road Warriors control the tempo, they'll have a great chance of staying unbeaten. Let's look at TNT. For the Tropang 5G, the mission is simple. Turn this into a defensive battle. Slow NLEX down. Force them into half-court execution and continue getting timely contributions from their role players while Hollis Jefferson leads the way. Now, if TNT can dictate the physicality, they may hand Jimmy Alapag his first defeat as a PBA head coach. Tuesday night's game is more than just a battle for the standings. It's a collision between the past and the present, and perhaps the next chapter for the PBA legend. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and good night.